We should get started. People will join and we will have this session recorded. Bit of everyone who have registered. Good evening everyone. Welcome to today's session organized by Career Buddy Online about software testing as career and job skills. At Career Buddy Online, we are taking several initiatives for the industry readiness of would-be professionals, technical or non-technical areas. We are aiming to help professionals to become ready for their career journey through various initiatives. So today's program would throw light on one of such program in terms of upskilling to align the skills of individuals for software testing as career or whatever it takes to become successful as a software test analyst or engineer. So today we would go about these topics. Initially, I would talk about the Industry Readiness program quickly for about 10 minutes, followed by Pradnya ji. I will introduce her a bit later. So she would talk about software testing as career. She is an expert. Our objective is to get oriented on the upskilling program for software testing. Quickly to introduce about myself, I have over 28 years of experience in IT or non-IT, and author of Mantras for Career Success, Get Set Go, which is a book again aiming at industry readiness of professionals, helping them to understand what it takes to do the jobs, the various circumstances, what kind of hurdles people may face, and what will make them successful. I was also board member, VP Program, CEO, President of PMI Pune Deccan India Chapter. PMI stands for Project Management Institute. I was there in the board of PMI Pune Deccan India Chapter for about 8 years. So this is about me. Quickly to throw light about our initiatives. Career Buddy Online, as you heard, is the platform for jobs and career management from scratch for ensuring that right people are recruited for the right jobs. So in that, we have innovated for ensuring that right candidates, right people are aligned for the right jobs. ProSki is our innovation. With that, we would be able to help professionals know where they stand when it comes to a career path, whatever the job levels, from entry level to the senior levels, and then to understand what it takes to become successful in that job with the ProSki assessment, ProSki score. This is something similar to a CIBIL score in the financial world. It will help you to get business loans or personal loans from the banking sector. Same way here, ProSki would help professionals to get the right jobs. So we are aiming with this, professionals would acquire right understanding for the jobs, and then the right skills they would acquire through various programs, and then they would get the right job with the right compensation. So that's the ultimate objective, so that we'll be very happy on the career path. So this is the patent filed professional benchmarking score from us. It's already there, implemented on Career Buddy Online platform. Anyone of you already applied for jobs, you would know this. Otherwise, you will start experiencing this soon. We are talking about skill packages. So to become successful on any job, one particular skill is not enough. You must have various complementary skills along with the primary skills so that you can apply them in an integrated fashion on the specific jobs, and then you can be successful with generating the value for your customer, for the employer, and for the customers. So with the ProSki method, you would be able to quickly assess for a jobs skills stack. We are talking about skills stack. It can be technical, soft skills, leadership, value creation, or scalability kind of skills. So you would be able to understand from your own perspective, like holding the mirror to yourself, the self-assessment, and the third-party assessment, where experts from everybody online, or even when you are giving job interviews, feedback given would be calculated on the, to compare against benchmark that is set for a job. So at Career Buddy Online, we do have flexible career paths. The career path would have a ladder with various skills required at every step and the kind of proficiency level required. So as you build your profile, these things become very apparent, or you would experience them. So that's the quick introduction about the job skills and about the ProSki score. To talk about industry readiness, I always like to use this slide about Dhoni hitting a helicopter shot in cricket, particularly when Dhoni comes onto the crease. Everybody knows helicopter shot, when he's going to hit that, because you get delighted by looking at Dhoni hitting that beautiful helicopter shot, and that goes for a 6. So it has got a lot of entertainment value. It has got objective value for the team in terms of the score. But how Dhoni is able to achieve this? Is he able to play this shot by just reading some book and internalizing and keeping it in his brain? No. He has to first understand, possibly by others, or by learning by himself, and driven by seeing others doing this, and then he would practice. He will try to understand, okay, so how I can do this for the first time, how I can do next time, and many times. I can go to the match in a professional match and then play this and put it into the use and delight everybody. It's a journey that everybody would take as well in their professional world, from the knowledge to the skill. Like a helicopter shot, he can now very efficiently, very fluently hit a helicopter shot. That's only possible when Dhoni was able to convert that knowledge into a skill. So you can understand a skill would one can transform a knowledge into a skill to create value. So that's where the value proposition of any individual also would start building up. So there are steps how one would go through this journey of converting knowledge to skill, from knowledge to create hands-on, to contextualize that particular hands-on skill that you learned into a business or work scenario. You have to contextualize it, put that skill into that particular environment, and then you need to apply for the challenges or the requirements there, and then you can actually apply that either with support from others who are actually more skilled than you, or you will be then eventually moving towards applying that standalone, be able to do it independently. And then finally, you can say that you have achieved the highest level of maturity on this skill. Then you are able to help others to mature on this, or you are able to coach, mentor, train others. So these are the steps that anybody would go through. This is the philosophy that everybody online is adopting to achieve these industry readiness programs. just a pictorial depiction of how this happens, like, the books and various learning ways. Then you would get your hands dirty, and then probably you get into a team mode, multi-stakeholder environment, apply this skill, contextual, apply this skill, learn it, and then finally, helping others to succeed. So typically, in a case study for a computer science, or even that matter, anybody who is getting into software, well, they would know a lot of software knowledge, software, coding knowledge, or allied allied knowledges for that, like testing standards, process related knowledge. Then they would go into actually applying this. So you would go into designing, and then you can create specifications, and then you would get into coding, testing, deploying, and delivering to the customers. And there are various other things also involved. But then on the way, you would also the process, how you would do all these things, and various standards which are compliant. That you need to be very compliant, and various other governing principles that you will adopt. So as a job role, you will have to do this. So in academics, one would actually learn this, how to code, and maybe also probably do a small project work. But when actually somebody goes into a job, they will have to not only apply those skills on a particular business scenario, they should also then align various business requirements in terms of what kind of process and standards and other things, the practices that you need to learn and implement. In our industry readiness program, we also take care of that. So today, Pradnya also will talk about that while she is talking about software testing. So quickly to introduce, I just wanted to give you a quick introduction about the industry readiness program, and then get you into this context of industry readiness from the software testing point of view. And then Pradnya ji is an expert from the industry. She has over 23 years of industry experience and across different domains in manufacturing, telecom, IT, medical devices, life sciences, and insurance. She is an expert in establishing PMO, adoption of PM best practices, training on various subjects, including project management, software testing, business analysis, etc. She is a PMI, a PMP, PMI, PBA, business analyst, and ISTQB certified professional. So she has a lot of things to share. I would like to hand over. It's all yours, Pradnya ji. So I am going to stop my presentation. I'm going to hand over you I am going to make you the host.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can you please give me right to share the deck?
Yes, I have just done that.
Okay, thank you so much. No, I'm not able to share.
So let me just see that. You should be able to. Let me just please check again.
No. First,
let me do one thing. I am once again enabling you. Just 1 minute. Are you host? Yes. Are you host now?
I see Pradnya ji as a host already.
Yes, now I'm sharing my screen. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, and I'll just take it ahead from what Rajaram sir has left. I will be talking more about the software testing specifically. He has already given my introduction. I'm Pradnya, and I would be covering some of the part in the remaining session. It's a funny thing that they say that To tell somebody that they are wrong is called criticism, but if you do it officially, it is called as testing. Of course, we are not criticizing a person; we are criticizing a application here. So that is why if we really are interested in criticizing the things, software testing is the best field for us. Software testing field has evolved over a period. Earlier days, debugging was considered as testing, but now it has matured and uh, equal weightage is given to the development as well as software testing. Software testing is crucial. We have more moved from finding defects to defect prevention, using a lot of tools, different types of testing activities, and even now AI and ML driven testing has come into picture. So software testing is a continuously evolving and continuously maturing field, and it's a very interesting journey that we have seen in the past, and that is what we are also likely to see in the future. So when we say, a software, a good quality software, so software can be a good quality if it has got so many different characteristics, right? So they say these are different characteristics of a good software. Now, who will ensure this, right? So there are two types of people who are involved. One are the people who are makers and other are the checkers, right? So the maker checker or builder and checker, these kind of roles are there, and all these things are built by the developers and designers, but it needs to be ensured that yes, it is working and there is no risk of any kind of functional failure, usability failure, reliability, efficiency related issues that come into the picture as we launch the software. Otherwise, we have seen many incidences of failures. Sometime back we heard about one of the very important airport in a leading European country getting stuck up for the baggage handling system, and everybody on that airport was like standing there for 6 hours, 8 hours, because there was a problem in the software, right? So there are so many issues everywhere that we see that they can come because of the failures in software, and it is a responsibility of a tester to avoid this kind of risks to come into the real life and ensure that the good quality is delivered in the hands of the end user, right? We are playing a game, or we are attending this seminar, we don't want any kind of failure, this suddenly application gets hanged, or when I'm sharing screen, instead of my screen something else is getting shared. All these things should not occur, and they do not occur. Why they do not occur? Because somebody has taken care of ensuring that all these things have worked, right? And if they were not working, somebody has taken a pain to report all that and ensure that it has got fixed, and then ensure that the good quality is delivered to the end users. So that's where this comes into picture as a software testing. And when we are thinking about tester, it's a huge field that we can see, right? Every IT company and every company who buys software needs to test the software, right? So even so, as a user also, I need to ensure that whatever I am buying, I am checking it before buying it, right? So software testing has a huge scope as far as the careers we consider in IT industry and also in non-IT industry, which is kind of domain industry. For example, I could be a manufacturer of automobiles, but I need a testing team, right? I could be a bank, but I need a testing team that takes care of the testing of banking applications. And obviously, there are IT applications. So if we look at this, what could be as a tester, where all I can go, what all I can do. So there are so many different avenues, and most of the prominent avenues I have put on this slide. So these are the 8 things, and there could be some more obviously as we move ahead in our careers, what we can do in the field of testing, right? So independent functional tester, tester in agile team, automation engineer, performance engineer, security tester, technical tester, data tester, AI ML oriented tester. So let us have a very quick look at all these factors in a very small amount of time, just to get us an understanding about what we can do in this field of software testing. Functional tester, independent functional tester, is a very core part of the testing, right? I need to ensure that the functionality of the software is working correctly. So whether it is a pacemaker that goes into the patient heart, or whether it is a car dashboard that shows that my speed is exceeding some limit, or whether it is a banking application that ensures that all the internet banking transactions are happening correctly. everything needs to be tested, and that's why it is more of a domain oriented testing. You have to catch defects before they go into the hands of the person. It's a very important and always required field. Every software that gets built has to be functionally tested, right? We cannot give it without testing to the end user. There could also be compliance, as Rajaram sir was mentioning some time back. Industry compliance requirements also needs to be tested. So as a tester, we need to know the domain knowledge. If I'm testing a banking software, I need to understand what is banking. If I'm testing automobile engineering related software, I need to understand what is meant by that. It's a lot of domain knowledge driven field, and as we go into it, we become more and more aware. We have total perspective of the software. We need to have knowledge of different test management, defect management tools. There can be different types of application we can test: web application, Windows based application, mobile application. So variety of types of application, variety of domains, everything needs to be tested, right? A tester can have a managerial track in his career growth. I can become lead, I can become manager, or I can become a test process expert, test consultant, test strategist. These are all different career options available, and every application needs this tester. Whatever you develop has to be tested functionally, right? So whenever there is a developer, there is going to be a independent functional tester to ensure that the application is working fine. And now you can see that more and more companies are adopting to the agile practices, and working in agile is itself is a functional testing, the domain which we saw earlier, but it has got a lot of other requirements. We have to be thoroughly aware about the agile processes. As a tester, I am not thinking about finding defect, but I need to think about preventing defect. I need to be working collaboratively with the developer. I need to ensure that I'm giving inputs to developer. Now here the role is different. I need to participate in requirements definition. I need to participate into giving clarity to the requirements. And then there is a continuous flow of work that I need to manage efficiently. So very quick learner, quick effective contributor. If I have very good analytical skills, I'm the best person to work in the agile testing teams. Different kinds of testing I will need to do, as a part of the agile testing. So it could be technical testing, it could be functional testing. Lot of tool stacks are used in agile, and we will need to be aligning ourselves to all that, not only process but the tools and the structure of the agile framework. So it's a very challenging career for anyone to work in agile teams as a tester. Then apart from this, there are a lot of specialized careers in testing, and one of that is very bright, which is test automation engineer. So whatever work we are doing, when you think about going into the maintenance phase of the application, continuously testing has to be done. Every day, every week, every month, every year, the application needs to be tested, right? The bank site which we are using on our day-to-day life, it has to be maintained every time, right? Every week there could be some small changes coming in there, and it has to be tested every week. Now it cannot be done manually, right? There are challenges, there is limitation of time, and hence lot of automation is done, like a robotic work, right? A person will not do anything, he will create a program which will automatically run and do the testing. Now here also there are huge number, just it shows only a small number of tools that are there on the screen. This has got huge number of tool stack that is available, and it could be scripted automation or scriptless automation. Scriptless means you don't need to do much of coding. In scripted automation, you will need to have knowledge of some technology that is used in that particular tool, right? But it's we need understanding about HTML, we need understanding about the scripting or programming, and the tools like Tosca or a couple of other tools. There you may not need a lot of knowledge of scripting or programming. They are scriptless automation tools. And nowadays, more and more tools are coming into this area. So even if I'm not, even if I'm not having much of a programming background, I can still work as an automation engineer. And it has got a lot of career ahead. As I said, you can be designer, you can be specialist, you can be architect. Strategies for ensuring that the entire automation stack is working properly. There could be a performance tester career, and it's a very promising career, and it's a very specialized and focused field career where we are checking that the application is responding to the users on time. We see that whenever there is a sell on say Amazon or some other site, we huge number of people access the application. We don't want people to see the response in a very long time. We want quick response. Who checks that, whether the response is quick or not? How we will check that this website can have 3,000 people simultaneously working? So create a load of 3,000 people simultaneously on the application and check how the application responds. See what is the load at the server, right? All these things are tested in a very, very professional and systematic manner using different sets of tools, right? So as a performance tester, I need to understand the architecture. I need to understand how this communication happens. I need to understand how the tools work. I need to create all these scenarios, and I need to ensure and I need to give a feedback to the developers where improvement is required. So there is a great potential in this field as a tester. Another very technical, specialized field is security tester. We always know that, we always hear that this hacker has hacked this site, that hacker has hacked this site, data leakage is there. How we can avoid this? We can work as ethical hackers, right? Exactly same skills we will get, that which skills the hackers have, right? And we will try to hack the application in ethically, right? And we will give all our feedback to the developers and designers that look, there are the problems. If this application goes live, hackers can hack, data can get leaked, right? So that's what is the work of security tester. He or she needs to understand the entire architecture. What are the vulnerabilities? What is the challenge? What are different technologies used? What could be the issues in that? How I can plan the attack? How I can actually penetrate into the website to find the issues? All these are the different skill sets that are required for the security tester, right? Another important aspect of testing is technical testing, where we are giving more focus on the technology as such. Think about the APIs or web services, application programming interfaces, where there is no user interface involved. Two applications talk to each other directly, right, without involvement of any user. This kind of, whether we are getting data properly or not, it needs to be checked. So that is done in API testing. Many times developer writes the code, especially in agile, and we have to execute all the code level test cases using unit testing framework. There could be infrastructure related testing, which is very specialized testing, like backup recovery, disaster recovery type of testing. All these are typically done by technical testers. And again, we need background of some kind of technology to make our career here. API testing also is very good and very, continuously now everywhere APIs are used, as you can say, and everything needs to be tested. So whatever field we go, whether there is a small game that we are playing, or we are making transactions on banking, or we are booking ticket, or we are traveling in the car, everywhere everything needs to be tested, and that is the job of the software tester. There is another specialized testing area, which is data related testing, right? Huge data warehouses are there where data of number of years is stored. Think about, the analytics that the shopping sites like Amazon or others are having. That we need to get intelligence from the data. We need to understand the business importance of the data. The data gets extracted, transformed, and loaded. And all these processes have to be tested thoroughly to ensure that the data that is actually visible for taking business decisions is correct, right? So a lot of skills related to data will be required in this case. Now, strong knowledge of SQL, the different tools are involved in ETL and data tester. That is what we need to be aware when we are going ahead with the career in ETL tester. And now there is one more set of career that is getting added, is related to the AI/ML. Now we all know AI/ML is the current buzzword, and testing is required in that. We need to check whether the models are working properly, the machine learning models are working properly or not. The applications that are leveraging artificial intelligence, are they really producing the right output? Everything needs to be tested. right? So that is another way of working into, and obviously for this we will need a knowledge of the AI/ML solutions, the models, the technologies that are used. Essentially, as I said, if I go back to the foundation slide again, there are many avenues to work in the IT industry or related industry as far as software testing is concerned, right? So these are some of the main areas which we can see as getting our career developed in software testing. Along with developers, testers are there. Testing is a very specialized area, and software testing is of very importance in the IT industry as well as non-IT industry. And a tester is having a very good career growth and career development options available in this field, right? We can also improve our skills by getting certified in different areas, right? For example, ISTQB is one of the very dominant or prominent, not dominant, prominent body in making people certified in testing domains, right? So they have huge number of certifications, which we also, once we are having a basic knowledge, we can go ahead in any of these track and paths and get ourselves certified. So that certification also can add value to our careers. So that's all from my side about software testing related updates. And over to you, Rajaram sir. If anybody has any question, I'm definitely there to answer.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pradnya ji. I think it was a wonderful summary or overall explanation about the career path in software testing function. I think any questions are there, please unmute yourself and ask. If you have any question, please ask. Otherwise, I will share the screen right now, my screen.
Please.
Okay. In the meantime, if anybody wants to ask any question, please ask. Sharing my screen.
May I go ahead and ask a question?
Yes, please ask.
Pradnya ji, how much can be a loss if somebody is not testing? Because I come from a testing background itself, and I know it can be a huge loss. If you can, how much in terms of revenue can be lost if testing is not done?
Correct. Yeah. See, when you say that, think about any particular example, right? Imagine that something is not tested properly. Take a very simple example. If there are IPL matches being played, right? And there are many automated, there are a lot of stadiums which have automated covers, right? So whenever there is a rain coming, the covers are put, otherwise they are taken away. Now, if there is any issue in this program which move these covers automatically, it's directly threat to a life, right? So it's a safety involved, it's a life, so there cannot be any cost associated to human life, right? Think about the medical related software, think about the automotive industry software. If my car dashboard is not giving me proper signals, proper indications, and if it is not tested, it's a huge loss of human life is there, risk is there. So it's not only financial, right? But there is a loss associated with human lives, there is a loss associated with brand value, there is a loss associated, there can be legal suits and compliance, compliance related issues that can come up, which cannot be really converted into a dollar value. So yes, untested software has a huge risks involved.
Yes, I can vouch for that, and I can tell you that what kind of embarrassment it can create to an enterprise, a large company, when the CEO goes onto the stage. Remember the olden days, there was one situation when Bill Gates wanted to demonstrate something, and then he asked for restarting the system or something like that. Solve the problem because there was an issue, right? It was hanging. Something I'm talking about decades back, not today. But in those days, testing was done, but then a lot of things were not covered properly, and a lot of testing was done even after the shipment happened to customer, and then they were supporting with patches. That a lot of hot fixes But I think the idea is now with more emphasis on testing so that you deliver it correctly right the first time. So it's working properly in the production. So no more issues while it is in production. Otherwise, it can be monetary cost or it can be various other opportunity costs which will be there. So thank you so much, Pratnya-ji. I think it was a wonderful talk today about the testing as a career path. Now, what we are doing at CareerBuddy Online is we are offering you can call it as a foundational software test engineer kind of program, industry readiness program, so that anyone from IT or electrical communication or these kind of backgrounds, they want to get into a software testing domain. Even a mechanical engineer want to get into a software testing in their related software, like in CAD and PLM kind of areas. So then we would help them to properly get up to speed and acquire those skills. So this slide what I'm showing here, on the right side you will see a lot of skills which are actually required, essential for a software test engineer, even at a foundational level, as they want to start getting into that career path and start working in a project team. And then, we would do this over about 60 hours. Like these 60 hours of learning hours are done over 2 months, approximately 2 months, 2.5 months. And we adopt pretty much a very, advanced methodology involving the industry expert, like Pratnya-ji is an expert for 28 years now. So there would be hands-on practices, like in terms of various artifacts that needs to be created after learning and understanding them. There would be offline practices and continuous mentoring. There would be project work and etc. So we do have the infrastructure and etc. required for that. So what we are hoping is at the end of the program, you would be ready. You would be able to comfortably, attend the interviews and also understand the work environment and what it takes to do the job. So that's the program, and to make it more affordable, we are offering now an up to 18 months of no-cost EMI option. So now our team would help you to understand the pricing and everything, but this is something what will make it light on everybody's pocket. When it comes to 18 months of program, it would be a few thousands per month that you need to pay to your debit or credit cards than paying everything upfront, right? So that's something that we are offering. Please go ahead and grab for it. Now, we have created a very interesting assessment for anyone who want to assess themselves for this software test analyst kind of role, that you can go to our site www.proskischool.com. You have to just follow 3 simple steps. Select the career path, software testing. Then it would ask select the job level, because a career path would have a ladder, like you have associates or senior engineers and tech leads or architects and all. So you need to select associate, so that at a fresher entry level it would be appropriate. So don't select trainee and all, you select associate, because at this level we expect you to be ready to start working, right? And then finally click on to the calculate ProSki score button. So once you click on to that, there's a form that will come with skills and rating skills and etc. Then follow that very properly and step by step, and finally submit that. You would get to know what is the ProSki score, and it will show on your dashboard what is the benchmark score required for this particular career path at this job level, and then what is the ProSki score that you got it. Now, you may have much lower ProSki score, no problem. So we will help you to bridge them. So with our program, we will be able to bridge that gap and help you to be aligned to that benchmark score, and then go ahead and start applying for the jobs, or then I know we can even offer to work for a testing opportunity if you are already working in a project or in a company. So I think any questions? I'm open for that. If you have any questions, you can also send that offline. You can reach Mohini on this phone number 7798765287. Reach out to Sabhagya Lakshmi 9604285626. Also, you can email marketing@propmoservices.com. PMO is the parent company which has implemented the careerbuddyonline, ProSki, these all programs, right? So we are very much willing to move forward and offer these programs to all of you. Please kindly, reach out to us or sign up for these programs. Take advantage of these benefits or the offers that we are making today. Thank you so much. Any more questions or anything? Otherwise, we will close the session. The recording of this has been done, so we'll be publishing it on our YouTube channel for your reference, and then reach out to us.